and it's called Dinkum, I don't know.
Yep, that's me.
When I was super excited about this game back in 2022, but I had no idea how to say it. Oh my god, has it been this long? Anyways, I made a before you buy for Dinkum when it first launched into early access and I was absolutely in love. But I haven't played it since then. So I decided to partner with Crafton to start a new save file and see if I can survive the wildlife of the Australian outback. Now the game is 20% off during the Steam Spring Sale, so you can buy it for this discounted price using my link below the like button, and I have one key to give away, which I'm gonna tell you how to enter that giveaway later in this video. I quickly customize my character by giving her a pink shirt as a symbol of hope. But the face is not that hopeful because I already know it's gonna be a wild ride when I arrive at the island. Have you seen the crocodiles? Have you faced them? Anyways, I hope I'm gonna be safe and not have to deal with them too much. Of course, I named the island Teddy Isle after our channel king's name, the one and only Teddy. I mean, look at his freaking face. So I get an invite to go to Teddy Isle from Fletch Nook. She is Tom's lesser evil cousin. Jokes aside, she's just Fletch. No, there's no Nook in there. Of course, I would happily go to an island in the middle of nowhere. None of that sounds scary whatsoever. We arrive there and quickly get to work. I get a tent for Fletch and a map, and ooh, looky there. I see a shark and I'm feeling feisty. I approach it and I quickly regret my life decisions, but also I'm like, what happens if I jump on its back? I then remember that I'm trying to give my character some hope, so let me just chill. I open the map and holy crap, it is as big as I remember. So I'm thinking of a beachy town. Let me place her tent here, and then she gives me a tent for myself, so I also want to be on the beach. So I'm gonna be nearby. I pick up some shells and I go to Fletch. She asks me if I know this guy called John who wants to move in and visit the island. And I'm like, of course I know him. He's even in the thumbnail, he's a special man. Anyways, to do that, we have to place a visiting deed down. We then get Fletch's dad's journal, which will be our milestone collector. And we actually have a few that I earned already, and I learned that these are gonna give us some permit points which we can use later on. I also get a campfire recipe. I make one, I place it right outside my tent. I also get my bug catcher, so I get this butterfly. That was very easy to catch, but that grasshopper made me break a sweat. We have the daily milestones checked, plus some extra ones for the seashells I collected. It's now raining, but the gaming gods let the campfire stay on, so I baked some fruit, I placed my sleeping bag inside, and I called it a day. We got our day wrap-up sheet with foraging now at level 1. A new visitor is in town today. Well, I wonder who it is. I rush outside and set myself on fire. Listen, the amount of times I'm gonna set myself on fire in this gameplay, yeah, let's just never talk about it. Fletch explains a bit about permit points, which I can use to buy licenses. There's one literally for everything, so I pick up the mining one first. Then this lets me buy a pickaxe, and I also buy a saw machine from John after selling him my valuable shells that you saw me work very hard to get. I cook some fruit for more milestones. I set myself back on fire again. Trust the process, I know what I'm doing here. Okay, who am I kidding? This is beginning to feel like a skill issue. And my heart sinks because why is there a crocodile in here? Please, bro. And Miss Stuff Bubbles thinks a pickaxe is gonna do damage on it. I remember these crocodiles are flipping feisty, so I just run to Grandma Fletch because I don't want to die. I see John outside. I ask him if he has a job for me. He asks me for the blue moon butterfly. So on my way to catch it, I see a bunch of dogs. They look very funny. They look like they're constipated, which was very funny to watch. Like, do you see how they're dragging their butt on the floor? Anyway, we give John his butterfly and we get a stylish lamp in return. Who doesn't love a good barter? The crocodile is still here, antagonizing all of us. Fletch sends me to another job. This time she wants me to get more people to settle in, so she needs one campfire and a bit of ore and stone. So I get to work on that and I start gathering her materials. I remember that tools have durability in this game. Look at this little dog just swimming around. Anyway, stamina is going down, so I'm dragging my butt into the next ore location. Then I remember that you can actually eat food and make stamina regeneration a bit faster. Here I am, minding my business. I ate some fruit, I became full, I'm getting some ore, a bit of stone, and I'm collecting some seashells, and suddenly the music shifts. I look behind me, and of course there's a freaking crocodile that's trying to eat me alive. My heart literally sinks. I am out. This game is as brutal as I remember. These guys are here and they're trying to eat me 24/7. So I decide to call it a day. I can search for ore in the daylight. Mining and catching are at level 1, whereas the foraging is at level 2. I think this was a pretty good day despite setting myself on fire several times and dealing with several attempts of being murdered by wild animals. We have a few milestones to work on today, so we're gonna do that. I'm also preparing by cooking some fruit. I redeem some milestones and I head out to forage. I find this spot with lots of ores, so I make sure to milk all the resources. I collect seashells and I swim to this ore-filled area and I mark it on my map so I can go back to it later. I really love this feature in this game where you can put down markers on your map and you can then use them for future references. I create the campfire and I hand Fletch all of the resources. In return, she gives me this furnace. So while I'm here, I also buy a lot of licenses so I can start using the other tools in this game. She asks me to make a tin bar, so I place the furnace outside and I use the lamp that John gifted me inside the tent, but it's time to go to bed. Our skills are going up and this screen is really satisfying to look at every night. Tis a new day. It looks like Fletch wants to push into John coming in and, moving into this island. So she asks us to do some favors for him and he's ready to move in. But I also see this egg thingy that is surrounded by electricity. Curiosity killed the cat. I tried to break it, nothing happened. I was a bit hesitant to even come near it, but then I was like, you know what, let me poke it. Let me poke it. I pick it up. I have no idea what this thing is, and I eventually just leave it at the visitor tent. I don't know why I did that. I bought some stuff from John as well, and tell me why this grill is selling for 35 flippin' K. Anyway, back to Fletch. I told her that I am ready to apply for a shop deed, and holy smokes, this is gonna set the town backwards and put us in debt for 75,000 dinks. This is the currency in this game. And on top of that, we also need a lot of resources to complete the building. So I decide to place the deed here and I start working on getting the resources. The sun decides to finally come out and help me get out of my misery because I am in debt and this place is scary, okay? I need myself some sun. So we need some gum wood planks, some palm wood planks, 10 sheets and nails. Let's get to work. The nails need tin bars, so I stock up on that and I work on the sheets while also making the different planks. This process is a bit lengthy, so I'll skip forward so you don't have to sit there with me. I also find this barrel, but I can't remember what these resources are for. I will figure it out later on. While collecting my ore, I break my first tool ever and I get some milestones as a reward for it. And I see this crocodile trying to chase a bird. This is unbubbly behavior. I also found a feather. I like how when you're producing a lot of things, they pile up on top of each other and eventually turn into a pouch and everything else is just stored inside and you can pick it up and now it's all yours. Now I need to remember where to get these palm logs from. I found some palm trees, so I chopped them down. I also mined a bit of tin, but it's getting late, so I'm running back and I find this meat on the floor. I don't know who killed who, what happened, but this is not safe. I would rather just be home now. We filled all the requirements for the building, so construction should start tomorrow. We go to bed, level up our skills, and it's time for a new day, and once again, I run straight into the campfire. I feel like I should probably change its location by now, but spoiler alert, I never end up doing that, so enjoy watching me set myself on fire quite a lot in this video. Construction has started. In the meantime, I want to make a cooking table and I go to John, I get a new pickaxe before mine breaks down. And to make production a bit faster, I put down one more furnace. Back at the crafting station, I realized that you can craft things using different resources and I don't remember that option when I played back in 2022. I might be mistaken, but this was cool to see. I also crafted myself a storage box to leave stuff in it when, I just don't need them in my inventory. I wish there was an auto sort feature. I know that you can earn a machine that does that for you, but I feel like in general this would be like a good feature to have, so maybe it will be included in future updates. While gathering, I just let myself wander. I'm collecting some shells. I saw more of these barrels, so I cracked them open and I'm just exploring the surroundings. I see this like little tree growing in the middle of the sand. That was cute. And I meet the ostriches. I don't know why I thought they would attack me, so here I'm very intimidated by them. I'm very vigilant while I crack open more barrels. And one of them is literally next to me. It's staring into my soul. I've never felt death this close to me before. I'm surprised they didn't do anything. I guess they only attack you if you fight them first. Anyway, I'm just gonna mind my business and collect these barrels before I continue exploring. I finally made my cooking station and thought I might as well get a crafting bench just for it to be a little bit closer to me. I don't want to keep going to Fletch every time I want to craft something. I also made an extra storage just to put in more of my stuff, and I started to cook a bit just to have enough food prep for the next couple of days. The next thing I want to work on is a basic hammer because I am sick and tired of running away like a little girl every time I see a crocodile or anything, even though I know that the hammer is just gonna get me in a lot of trouble, but it might be worth having just in my back pocket for now. But of course, I still don't have the resources for it. While chopping down some trees, I see a beehive fall down. I picked it up thinking maybe I could put it in my inventory, but I can't. I decided to smack it open, and the way my heart sank because I heard the bees come out and I thought we're gonna have some kind of Animal Crossing situation. Thankfully, they don't attack you, so I picked up the honey and then I caught the bees and we can then sell them. While I'm working, I see John just taking a walk in the pond. So I was like, hey bro, do you need anything? He wanted some food, so I gave him some meat. And I got a whopping 12,000 dings for helping him out. With that, it's time to go to bed. Our mining is up, foraging went all the way up to level 9 as well. I woke up to good news and bad news. John's store is open, but I am in debt. I need to pay 75,000 dings. And you have to keep in mind that you cannot buy any new deeds before you pay off your debt first. So I'm gonna make sure to pay it off slowly while we continue with the game's questline. I also realized that I have a lot of permit points, so I decide to get a few new licenses like excavation, metal detecting, this one which gave me a lot of recipes for bridges. I also picked up landscaping, which gave me some recipes, and you know, why not get the farming license too, which was gonna unlock the scythe recipe and it's gonna let me farm. I visit John's shop and holy cow, the shop is a lot bigger and he's selling veggies now and a few more goodies. I sell him some of my stuff. I also pick up the metal detector, and what world does he live in? Why is Kale selling for freaking 9,000 things? What? And cabbage for 10,000? Do they give me wings or something? Before heading out, I ask him if he needs anything, and he asked me for 5 gum logs. Now, I didn't realize that my axe is about to break, so as I'm getting them, it broke, so I had to go back, buy that, get the logs for him, but that was definitely worth the time because the exchange for these logs got me 11,000 dinks, and I kind of want to work on getting this 20,000 mining pass next, which later on I realized I need the mining license level 2, so yeah, I won't end up getting it. I tried to use the metal detector and I forgot that I actually need a shovel to dig up treasure, so I bought one, and Fletch wants me to get a butterfly from the pine forest, so I thought, you know what, it's a good time to go and explore the island a little bit again, and while I'm on my way, I'm going to use the metal detector to get more barrels and collect the items inside. I picked this thing up, but I have no idea what it is, so I just dropped it back down. Later on, I'm gonna learn what it is for. I also found a lot of tin and copper, so I'm mining those to restock my inventory. I found even more places to get ore from, so I'm marking them on the map for the future, and I also saw these cactus figs, so I make sure to collect them. And we make it to this part of the pine forest where I found some apples and bottle brush, but I couldn't find Fletch's butterfly, so here I am now on the other part of the pine forest, still no luck. Now, I didn't realize that there is a big part of the forest that I can visit that will probably have a higher chance of spawning that butterfly, so I make my way there and I spot Stitch's evil father in the distance. I am terrified. This thing quickly chases me and I run for my life. I don't think I'm going to find the butterfly, and I don't want to be food. It's becoming nighttime, so it's probably best to head back home. On my way, I run into these kangaroos. They're sleeping and they look super cute. We go to bed and we level up a bit more. Today I get mail from Fletch about a new logging license because I'm getting better. Of course I am. I'm great in this game. I'm gonna take a look at this later, but first, I know there's a visitor waiting for me, so let's see who it is. Theodore is here. He wants to open a museum, but I haven't paid off my debt, so I need to prioritize that first. I go to John to get a pickaxe, and I remember the scale inside, and I was like, wait, what about that thunder egg we found before? So I go and I grab it, and what do you know? You can actually weigh it, and we got a whopping 59k dinks, so I can now pay off my debt. And before I get the museum deed, I get the bulletin board because it's cheaper. This should get me some jobs to do, so I work on that quickly, and I was ready to start the deed for the museum. I'm gonna place the museum here, and I'm gonna start working on collecting the resources for it. I also need to buy a stone grinder to get the bags of cement, so let's start the grind. I also remember the rock that I found before, so I got it, and I also sold it to John using the scale for a lot of money. And now I was able to buy the stone grinder, and I got to finally make a hammer for myself. Now it's time to collect some stones and start grinding them. This was pretty long, so I cut the footage for you. I got all the resources, and construction is gonna start tomorrow. So before I go to bed, I decide to have a quick round of using the metal detector. I collect some goodies. I say hi to John. I ask him if he wants to hang out, and he said he wants to get to know me better first. I don't know if he's trying to flirt with me, but I'm just here for business. Anyway, he offered me some shoes, so I think he's flirting with me. I'm gonna get them off him because poor me has been barefoot this whole time. I also went to Fletch to get the hunter license, and now I want to work on the level 2 metal detector license. I can now have a better axe, and I check the board for quests, but they all seem a bit too difficult for me. Like, I'm afraid just looking at a crocodile, you think I could fight one, let alone an alpha? No thank you. Now I'm off to the desert because Fletch wants me to catch her a fly. This happened, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, it's a new day. Let's try this again. Clover is visiting. I bought this Victorian dress off her. I have 125k in debt for me to pay off the museum, but my fashion senses need to be maintained. Plus, I got the sneakers that John gave me yesterday, so they kind of fit the dress. And then after falling flat on my face yesterday, I kind of think I deserve to treat myself, don't you think? So I try to mind my business, but my ego has taken the hit. So I kind of want to show the crocodile like who's the boss, which I quickly regret because I got served and I fell flat on my face. Again. I noticed that my tool's durability is going down a lot every time that I'm passing out, so this is not good. I need to stop this. Anyway, I pass by the museum and proudly give Theo my first donation, a cockroach, which he rewards me generously for 100 permit points. I rebought all of my tools, and I got a lot of new licenses from Fletch, so now I can make this station for jam, and I can also make a chicken coop to raise some chickens, and I go on a scavenger hunt to get some resources. I also collect any bugs that I saw along the way so I can download them, donate them, not download them, to the museum. And as I'm minding my business, this crocodile decides to give me a flippin' heart attack because why not? So I try to get my resources without getting killed again because I do not want to do that. I also found these trees that give us sticks. I've seen these needed for some crafting materials, so I thought, you know what, let me stock up on those. I also got a banana, and I finally grew a pair, and I tagged something. So I killed the ostrich and a few roasters. I'm not proud of it, but I got drumsticks in return, so we're gonna call it even, okay? It's payback time, even though they did nothing to deserve this. I come back and I pass by Theo, I give him some donations, and I feel like this was a pretty good run for the day. Now I'm getting resources to make my chicken coop, and I decide it would be a wonderful idea to attack a porcupine. Thankfully, I came out alive. I can now make jam, so any type of jam will need 10 of the resources that whatever, like if you're making apple jam, you need 10 apples. So I use 10 of my bush limes to kind of see if jam is gonna give me like a little bit more attack power to help me fight crocodiles. I finally make my coop, and it's time for sleep. I leveled up quite a bit, and I'm happy to see my hunting level is now at 2. After the jam is ready, I see that it's not reliable for combat at all, so I decide to sell it and sell a few more things that I've been carrying on me. And today, Rain is visiting us. She has some farming stuff to sell, so I bought a watering can, which set me backwards quite a lot, 10,000. I also got the hoe, sugarcane seeds, and green bean seeds. I take my goodies and I go to that tiny plot of farm to start working there. The watering can can's durability goes down very quickly and it consumes a lot of stamina. I will later remember that this is not the can's durability, so don't worry. But at that time, I was freaking out about it. I also bought a trapping license from Fletch, which gave me the animal collection point, and I also got the animal trap because I kind of want to try and see if I can remember how this works. So I gathered the resources and I set up my first 2 traps. I also decided to try fishing for the first time. I figured we were already on day 11, so might as well. I also noticed that now I have marks on the ground because of my level 2 metal detecting license, which lets me know that there is treasure buried. So to fish, you want to have the fish bite and then you reel it in when the game tells you go and you stop when it tells you to stop. It was pretty difficult to fish, but once you get the hang of it, you're good to go. And you can also dive in this game, but the jellyfish will definitely kick your butt and poison you if they see and catch you. I donated some stuff to Theo. I then went to John and I wanted to see what a good money-making resource is gonna be for me. I noticed that an apple is selling for 100 apiece, whereas 10 apples that give me jam will give me 3,100. So I go to the pine forest and I start collecting a bit of apples so I can make jam. After a few heart attacks, because everything is literally trying to eat me alive, I finally make it back with a lot of apples and I start turning them into jam before going to bed. I also noticed mail from Fletch letting me know that the new mining license is available, so hopefully that's gonna let me buy the mining pass. Today, I remember that was not the can's durability, so I'm a lot more relaxed. The durability is actually how much water the can has. Thank the Lord, that makes a lot more sense. Anyway, I decide to visit Fletch and check what licenses I can apply for, so I end up picking up the level 2 mining license, which also lets me get a better pickaxe. I also move one of the traps just to test it out because the previous ones, like where I put them, just didn't catch anything. I also check the notice board, but the majority of the stuff is requests for items I don't even have or I'm just too scared to get. So I think for today, I'm gonna explore a bit deeper in the desert. But first, let me sell some extra stuff to John to empty my pockets. Now I see dogs ganging up on that porcupine. I decided to help them out because, you know, I'm very kind-hearted, but they got it before I did. I quickly then see another one, so I tried to kick its butt, but it's not going all right. Anyway, I think I got it. Thank God. And oh my God, this upgraded pickaxe makes mining so much easier and it's a lot durable. So if you're gonna play this game, prioritize this. Anyways, I'm feeling a bit feisty and I'm thinking about attacking this thing, but it kicked my butt last time. I don't want to talk about it. So I'm a bit hesitant, but then I thought, you know what? Fear never gets you anywhere. You know, you gotta believe in yourself. Fake it until you make it. Let's just give it a try. But I look at it and I'm honestly terrified. So I think I'm just gonna leave it for now. And you see this, guys? Karma is on my neck because this crocodile was getting ready to harvest me as its fruit today. I was gonna be its dessert. I also passed by the pine forest to get some more apples for my jam. I pick up some more of these sticks so I can make more traps. And I noticed that when you eat something, the wheel fills up, but the buffs will stack up, which is pretty great. I also captured a cicada, however you say that, on my way back. And my apple jam is ready, so I started working on some banana jam. I sorted my inventory and I made 8 new animal traps. I also started cooking some of the drumsticks that I got because I may or may not have attacked another ostrich on the way back. And I finally remembered how to actually catch the flying birds. I need to leave some raw meat inside, so I do that the next day. I also need seeds, but I may or may not have sold them before, so if I find more, I'll make sure to use them for these traps moving forward. Now, it's a new day. I water my crops, I pick up my banana jam, I put in some apples in the jam maker, and I start working on more of those. And I head to John's Goods to sell him some of the stuff I got. We have a visitor today. Erwin is here. I bought this little cute chick from him and I called her Hope. I stocked up on food for her and I got her a feeding tray. Now, I did want to work on some fences, but I don't have the ingredients for the fence recipe that I have. So I hope that Hope will stay alive because I could tell she might get lost very easily. Plus, freaking crocodiles. Like, she's so tiny. She's so small. So I feel like crocodiles are probably gonna eat her. So I go to bed and the next day I realized that I did not record anything, so let me quickly recap what I did. Hope was found several times trying to drown herself. She's literally stressing me out at this point. I also watered the plants, then it started to rain. I checked on the traps and I found that all of them had the meat eaten, but not a single bird was caught. I also gave Fletch an apple and she gave me 12,000 for it. I paid off a bit of my debt. I found a pearl and I got so excited because I thought that's gonna give me a lot of money. It only gave me 5k. And then I went on a bit of a bug catching spree. I also realized I might have all the resources for this tower. I was only 2 bright wires short, so I'm gonna try and find some. And now that I have the resources, I placed them down, but nothing happened. Maybe something will happen tomorrow, I'm not sure. I also pick up a quest from the board. John wants some ores. I give him these, he gives me some bars in return. I also donated a few more bugs to Theo. I'm feeling a bit spicy, so I'm gonna try and use the animal trap to catch a crocodile, and I'm gonna eat these giant drumsticks just to be a little bit stronger. There's also this urge in me to smack a kangaroo in the face, but they're too cute, so I'm just not gonna do it. I love how now that I'm actually ready to face a crocodile, I don't know where to find a single one. Okay, I found one. Moment of truth. I placed down the trap, I got my hammer, I ate my chicken, and I'm ready. Oh my god, the way my heart sank, I'm just chasing the crocodile, and now I just want it to follow me. Oh my god, we did it! Okay, I cannot explain how fast my heart was beating through this process. This was not fun, okay? I swear, this game, the way this crocodile is folded like a pretzel is hilarious. Look at me, so proud to bring back a prize with barely any life left to hold on to. I'm also a bit stressed out because I don't know if the crocodile can escape the trap, but I'm gonna make an animal collection point, hope for the best, and see how much money I can get for it. And oh my god, I think the brother is here to avenge the sister. We have all the resources. I'm ready to make the collection point. I place the crocodile down and off it goes in a freaking balloon, and I'm feeling like a badass. Now I go to check on Hope. Look at her, she's so cute. Let's give her a little pet, and it's time to go to bed because this has been a hectic day. Your girl is tired. So we got mail from the Research Animal Center. I was so excited. They gave us 9,000 tinks. I am not excited anymore. So me almost dying, I'm only worth 9,000. I'm gonna note that down. That's cool. But at least they sent me my trap back, you know. Let's check the board and see if we have anything doable. I'm going to accept John's request and give him some ore. I also need to say good morning to our little Hope and give John his stuff. Of course, it is not a day if I don't set myself on fire. And while I'm giving him his stuff, I dig up this thing, but I have no idea what it is. My thought is maybe it needs like the trolley that I've seen inside his shop. I also see a crocodile messing around and my heart tells me to just leave it. But I'm also feeling a bit feisty and I need the money, so I might sacrifice myself for the greater good. Let's place the trap down and hope for the best. Oh Jesus, it literally broke away. So my strategy is bang it on the head, let it walk, and then smack it again in the back. You know, just stab them from behind. Come here, little boy. Okay, nice. I think we should be fine. When it broke off that time, I literally almost peed myself. Okay, I think this is it for me. But as I was wrapping up the gameplay, I realized that you can pause the game because I was wondering about that. So yeah, you can do that in single player mode. So here's what we did in 15 days. We completed all of these milestones. We have 3 permanent residents. We found 1 fish, 14 bugs, and 3 critters. And we met a few lovely people. We are still at level 0 farming, but we're at level 13 foraging, level 14 mining, level 0 fishing, level 3 hunting, and level 5 bug catching. And we have our little Hope that we're taking care of, and I feel like we did a lot of progress in this gameplay. And here's the thing, you can do a lot more progress than I did. Myself and Crafton are partnering together to give away 1 Steam key to one of you right now. All you have to do is leave any comment in the comment section and add the bubble emoji so I know that you're interested in the giveaway. And don't forget to check out the link in the description box. You can get the game for 20% off for yourself. This game is still as good as I remember it. It's so charming and I still find it mind-blowing that one person was able to make this this farming game that is so complex, so good, and it keeps you on your toes. This is definitely more on the advanced side of farming games, but it's so fun, and my heart palpitations were being tested, but I had a really good time. Thank you, Crafton, for sponsoring this video, and a shout out goes to our YouTube members and the Patreons, as well as a special thanks to the Game Dimension, Will, Jake Logan, and Stephanie. Until next time, stay bubbly and don't get eaten by the crocodile.